What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Red Chaka. Now, so I'm gonna start doing this thing where I do my predictions on Wednesday before the Thursday night game, right? And then on Monday, which is today, Monday or Tuesday, I'll be doing a reaction to like the results that happened throughout the weekend, and then a reaction to my predictions too. And some of them I got wrong, some of them probably gonna get right. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, if we build a community by, I don't know, and at some time, if we build a community, maybe I might start doing some live stuff. Maybe start reading some super chats, start reading some stuff like that. But as of now, it's just gonna be 2 episodes coming out Monday and Wednesday. So Monday is gonna be the reactionary one, and then Wednesday is gonna be prediction one. All right, let's get into it. Monday Night Football, the game that just happened tonight, that was a doozy, to be honest. I was mentally checked out at the end of the first half. The Dolphins just don't win in cold weather. This is known. This is known. Tua turned the ball over, threw a pick, It is what it is. Time of possession wasn't too bad. 33 minutes to 26. Pittsburgh had 33. Now I'm a Ravens fan, by the way. I hope I told y'all that already. I was rooting for the Dolphins to beat the Steelers so that the Ravens can have a fighting chance at the top of the division. But it looks like the NFL script writers want this to come down to week 18. Yeah. So I guess we're going to have to wait. Nobody's clinching the division anytime soon. We were hoping for a little bit of help from Miami Dolphins, but who would have thought that Tua would play a bad game at 10-degree weather? You know what I'm saying? He did go 22 of 28, 254 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Darren Waller, big tight end. All right. 7 catches for 66 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had a long of 20. Man, one of the touchdowns was like a contested catch. The other one was just, a scramble. I feel like the Steelers had just given up on that play. Yeah, Devon Achane, a leading receiver, leading rusher. What to expect, check down merchants. It was just a shitty game, Aaron Rodgers, 23 of 27, 224 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Kenneth Gainwell, huge game for Kenneth Gainwell, man. He had 13 carries for 80 yards, and he had 7 catches for 46. He bailed them out of some really tight third down situations, man. DK Metcalf had the huge catch for the touchdown that was really big. Fryermuth, he had a catch that then turned into like a thingamajig with one of the defenders. I forgot the name. What was his name? He started taunting at him or something, and basically that's when the game ended for me, because if they had stopped them there, because they went down there and scored. If they had stopped them right there, man, the game wouldn't have gone anywhere. You got Darnell Washington, big tight end, 3 catches for 25 yards. You see, the Steelers won this game, okay? And, they're divisional rivals, and I don't mean to come off as I'm hating, but, is this really winning football? Like, do they really think they can go to the playoffs and make a run with this kind of play? Like, I just don't understand. Maybe, I just started watching football like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Like really watching it and kind of getting the rules and stuff. And to be quite frank with you, I still don't understand the full scope of football, because I'm from East Africa. I'm used to soccer, but I get the main gist of it. But at the same time, it's like the Steelers. I don't know. I guess I don't know. It's the same way that the Chiefs were playing last year. It just, I don't know, this kind of football. It just, Connor Hayward with the like 15 tush pushes in the first quarter. Come on, man. Let's play some winning football. Anyways, my game pick on my other video, my prediction was for the Steelers to win, and they did win. I just knew Tua turned the ball over. Could not play in cold weather. He tried though. And then on to the other games. Now, my Ravens, noon game yesterday. Shut out the Bengals. I was pretty good, pretty stoked. It was a divisional game. I did pick the Ravens to win, and we did win. And then also I do feel like Lamar has looked the best he has looked in like the past, I say 6 or 7 week, no, like 5 to 6 week period. I think he's looked the best. His scrambles, he looked faster. He looked more confident in his throws. He didn't look really ticked off. The other games, like he'll take a sack or he'll make a bad throw and he'll be mad at himself, mad at the receivers, and you could see the frustration on his face. But he played with confidence, and he honestly looked so good. So maybe I'm biased, but I just feel like they're heating up at the right time. But I also fear it might be too little, too late because if the Steelers win out, I mean that's basically it. I think the Steelers still have a game with what's the toughest game for the Steelers coming up? Because I know the Ravens. We got Sunday night with the Patriots. I think then we got I think the Steelers week 18. I don't know what game we have in between. That's gonna be tough, man. We need to win out. We need to beat the Steelers as well to clinch the division, which is gonna be tough. This is gonna be. It's gonna come down to week 18. I feel like. I feel like that's what it's gonna be. Bills Patriots. Josh Allen is fucking amazing. Like Josh Allen is just. He's just. He's literally winning in all facets of life. You know what I'm saying? 6'5", 250 pounds, rocket arm. I think his wife is like an actress, Haley Steinfeld. She's like an actress and stuff like that. She's doing her own thing. They're expecting a baby right now. I mean, Josh, like to go down 21 in New England. I mean, granted, it's not Tom Brady playing there, but still to go down 21-0 at a divisional opponent and just come back and win that game. And I know James Cook had a huge role he played too. He had I think 3 touchdowns. He had one receiving touchdown and two rushing touchdowns. Huge game. Josh Allen is. I mean, sure we can give him the MVP, but I mean, at some point, this is not cute anymore. Like playing with no help is not cute anymore, bro. Like look at what just happened to Patrick Mahomes. Like playing with no help is not cute anymore. Like get Josh Allen some help. Like this organization is like it's literally Josh Allen and friends. I mean, okay, Josh Allen, James Cook, and friends. Like, get him some help, bro. Like, all the plays come off of him scrambling. And if he doesn't scramble, he doesn't get the pass off. So then the defenders don't respect the pass game. Then the run game gets like it all stems from him scrambling. Like, him scrambling creates opportunities for James Cook to run the ball, which in turn creates opportunities for them to. It's not cute, man. Get Josh Allen some help. Khalil Shakir made some huge plays. Dalton Kincaid made some huge plays. Dawson Knox, man, he made some huge, huge plays. Huge plays. Hey, Josh Allen is him. He's a dog. He's a dog. He's playing better this year. I mean, I'm a Lamar Jackson fan, but I can confidently say that Josh Allen, he's outplaying Drake May and Matthew Stafford, in my opinion. Because Matthew Stafford, I mean, he got like two top tier one receivers, Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. Then he's got two really good running backs with a 1-2 punch, just Blake Corum and Kyron Williams. I mean, good offensive line, great defensive line, good defense. Like if we're gonna use the same criteria that we used to rob Lamar of the MVP last year, just use it again and give Josh Allen another MVP, man. I just feel like he's playing the best football right now. Yeah, he's just playing amazing. And you know what's funny? What's funny is that we might actually get a Bills Ravens wild card game. Isn't that insane? A Bills Ravens wild card game? Because think about this. The number 1 seed is the Denver Broncos. Number 2 seed is the New England Patriots. Now, they are 1 game ahead of the Bills, but if things remain the way they are right now, except for the Pittsburgh Steelers leading the division, substitute that with the Ravens leading the division. And then number 3 seed is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 4 seed is who? Baltimore Ravens. Who's the 5 seed right now? The Buffalo Bills. And we know in the wild card, the 4 and the 5 seed, they meet. So it's crazy that it might be a Bills Ravens wild card this year, which is insane. Like it's gonna be whoever wins there. I feel like that's gonna be the Super Bowl, or maybe that's gonna be the AFC champion because the NFC is fucking loaded this year. On to the next one. Let me not dwell on stuff too long. We have the Bears Browns. Now I made a bad call. So on one of my picks, I had Shedeur Sanders throwing an interception, which he did end up throwing 3. So that was the only good pick I had in this game. I did pick the Browns to cover the spread, 7.5. Boy, they lost 31-3 to the Bears. Shedeur Sanders, he went 18 for 35. Barely a 50% completion rate, 177 yards, 3 interceptions, 0 passing touchdowns. They had shut down the run game. Yeah, they definitely they shut down the run game. Quinshon Judkins had 12 carries for 21 yards. Isaiah Bond. It looks like Isaiah Bond is his deep ball threat, man. He just chucks it. I know the first one he dropped was like 47 yards, and then he dropped another bomb to Isaiah Bond, which was like 42 yards. So I think Isaiah Bond is this Christian Watson esque kind of receiver for the Browns for Shador Sanders. So if he needs to throw it up, he just throws it up. He's a burner. You got Harold Fanning Jr., 7 catches for 48 yards. Jerry Judy, 2 for 22. I know Judy, he had that one catch which turned into an interception in the end zone. You catch that, man. You rip it out and you catch that. You're supposed to make a play. You the number one of the team, so you make that play. Anyways, I think the story for this game was Caleb Williams. He did play significantly better than Shador. And I was actually hoping, I was thinking, like this was my thought process, that Caleb is facing a much better unit on defense than Shador is facing, on the other side, like, vice versa. So I thought Shador was gonna have a better game just because the Bears defense is, it wasn't up to par with the Browns defense. Boy, was I wrong. This game, they took away the ball 3 times, and I know they do lead the league in takeaways. Damn, 3 interceptions. I did not see that coming. Caleb Williams, 17 for 28, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did throw this one touchdown, I think, was it to DJ Moore? And he was like across his body as he was rolling to the right. I think that is, sure, he caught the touchdown, DJ Moore, but you're not supposed to make that throw. Like, that's a bad play. Like, that is objectively a bad play. But, in the press conference, he was like, I can make any throw, which, sure you can. But, that's just, I'm sure Ben Johnson is chewing him out because Ben Johnson is a guy who is like, timing, preciseness, getting the ball out when it's supposed to be out, where it's supposed to be at a certain time. Like, timing is everything for Ben Johnson, and that throw was anything but timed. But when you get the dub, you don't look at stuff like this. They did have a good day on the ground too. It was really fucking cold out there in Chicago. DeAndre Swift had 18 carries for 98 yards, 2 tugs. Kyle Monongai, quiet day, 11 carries for 33 yards. Luther Burden. Is it Luther Burden? I say Burden. Luther Burden. 6 catches for 84 yards. He made some clutch catches too. That was really good. DJ Moore, 4 catches, 69 yards, 2 tugs. Wilson Loveland, the tight end. Boy, you showed out today. 4 catches, 63 yards. Good game. That was a bad pick on my side. I just thought the Browns were gonna cover. I didn't necessarily pick the Browns to win. I just thought 7.5 was just a lot of points. Yeah. Myles Garrett did get his sack too. I think I picked Myles Garrett to get a sack, and he did get a sack, so that's pretty good too. On to the next one. Let's not dwell too much on this. We have Texans Cardinals. I picked the Texans straight up money line. I did not want to mess with the spread, 9.5. I did not trust the Texans offense to put up as much points as they did. Clearly, I was wrong. They thrashed them 40-20. CJ Stroud, 22 of 29, 260 yards, 3 touchdowns. This young buck is coming alive, man. I think the wake-up call he needed was when David Mills won those 3 straight games and gave the organization life. Because I know y'all seen those photos when David Mills, I think when they beat the Bills, they showed, like, the camera was panning to when the coach was handing out game balls. And David Mills and everybody was like, clapping and stuff. And the camera was, CJ Stroud was just barely to the right side. But, he had a face. He's like, hey, man, I come back in this motherfucker, man. It's going to be tough. So, yeah, he's been balling out ever since he came back from that concussion injury. He's just been balling out. 22 of 29, 260 yards, 3 touchdowns. This is crazy. Nico Collins, 3 catches, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dalton Schultz, big tight end, 8 catches, 76 yards, 1 touchdown. And then you have the Jordan. I think, why did Jordan have more carries than Woody Marks? So is Woody Marks injured? Let me just look this up really quick. Sorry, chat. I don't have production. I have to do all this stuff myself. For his ankle injury. Okay. I get it. So he did suffer an ankle injury, which, I guess Jordan came in and took advantage. He had 15 carries for 101 yards with a long of 50. Man, the Cardinals are garbage. Hot garbage. I just don't understand. And my homeboys, they usually talk about, oh man, Jacoby Brissett, everybody's eating when he plays. Marvin Harrison gets his catches, and Michael Wilson gets his catches, and Trey McBride gets his catches. But bro, it's too little too late. Like when Jacoby Brissett starts heating up, he heats up second quarter, maybe third quarter, down 21 points. And then that's when he want to start throwing some touchdowns. Like 27 of 40, 249 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. I will say this, though. The offense does look better with him at the helm than Kyler Murray. I feel like Kyler Murray has this high school type of offensive play. It's not timing based. It's not strategy based. It's just like, I'm going to scramble until somebody gets open. Basically every play. Which is tough. Trey McBride, phenomenal tight end, 12 catches, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns, was not enough. For them, the Texans looks like they ended up covering the spread, 9.5. I also did have Brissett throwing a pick, which he did. If you watched one of my, I think I chopped it up into one of my YouTube shorts and TikTok shorts and stuff like that. I'm on to the next one. Chargers, Chiefs. Prayers to Mahomes. Chiefs are Ravens' rival. Nobody wants to see a great player go down like that. Mahomes did suffer an ACL injury towards the end of the game, and Gary Minshew came in, threw a pick, ended the season. Poetic fashion, I know, sad, but at the same time, I also feel like the Chiefs needed this. I feel like Mahomes was dragging a really terrible team to the playoffs, and not to the playoffs, because basically every year he's started, he's gone to the AFC Championship game. So he's basically been dragging a bad team to the championship game in maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years in a row. 2 or 3 years in a row, I say he's been doing that. It just comes to a point. It's like the thing I was saying with Josh Allen, man. It's not cute anymore to play with no help. You got to get some help. Like you don't get extra points for playing with a terrible roster. Okay, it can't be that hard being a GM. I'm convinced, like some of these GMs for these organizations, I know I'm inexperienced, but they just make it look like it's so hard managing an organization like that. Managing a roster. You know what I'm saying? Like before the trade deadline, why didn't the Chiefs go get a good running back? These guys, I just don't understand. How does Pacheco, because the game is 16-13. So at no point in time was the game out of reach for me to say that, oh, maybe they stopped running the ball. The game was well within reach for majority of the time. Pacheco, 11 carries for 21 yards with a long of 7 yards. Patrick Mahomes, 2 carries for 15 yards. Kareem Hunt, 6 carries for 12 yards. Come on, bro. During the trade deadline, they could have gotten, I don't know, Breece Hall. There's some running backs who are on rotting teams which are not going anywhere. You give them a couple second rounders or maybe a couple third rounders, you get you a good running back. Relieve some pressure from Mahomes. Like, we can't be asking Mahomes to throw the ball 40 times every game. Like, this is insane. Mahomes went 16 of 28, 189 yards, 1 pick. Gary Minshew came in, threw 3 passes, 3 out of 15, 1 pick. Travis Kelce, 7 catches, 70 yards. Rashee Rice, 7 catches, 51 yards. Tyquan Thornton, 2 catches, 47 yards. The Chiefs just have a bunch of guys, man. They going back to my main point, like it's not cute playing without help. Like, I remember in the off season, coming into the season, people were like, oh, the Ravens have the most loaded roster. If the Ravens don't make it to the Super Bowl this year, it's basically done. It's over, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, why are you crucifying an organization for, drafting well or maybe signing players well? And I'm not even talking about the Ravens, because maybe it didn't pan out the way it was supposed to be. But maybe look at the Eagles. Like, it can never be a knock. Like, having good players around your quarterback can never be a negative. It literally can never be a negative. It can never be, because everywhere you look around, there's guys that can make plays. You know what I'm saying? You got Dallas Goedert. He can make huge plays. You got A.J. Brown, huge plays. Devontae Smith, huge plays. Fucking Saquon Barkley. You gotta have like 3 or 4 guys on the team. Yeah, you gotta have 3 or 4 dogs who can make plays. Like, you can't just have one dog and just think you're just gonna bulldoze. Now the division's gotten better. Now they don't have the advantage of, the Chiefs. Sometimes they'll have a bad start to the season or stuff like that, but the thing they could fall back on was, easy 2 wins against the Broncos, easy 2 wins against the Chargers, easy 2 wins against the Raiders. It was always a flush. Like, it was 6-0 or 5-1 within the division, and that basically guarantees them a playoff spot. Going forward, they're gonna have to make some changes. You're gonna have to draft a couple of linemen. Gonna have to trade for a couple of linemen. You're gonna have to get a good receiver, a good running back. I mean, Rashid Rice is good, but you gotta get a good running back. It's not cute. Like, Isaiah Pacheco, 11 for 21. Doing. Good God. The Chargers, Justin Herbert, 19 of 29, 210 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Omarion Hampton, 15 carries, 61 yards. Look at this rookie, man. Look at this rookie making plays. And you got Pacheco, 11 carries for 21 yards. Look at this rookie making plays. 15 carries for 61 yards. And then you got Kimani Vidal, 12 carries for 33. But the game was a doozy, to be honest. Commanders, Giants, garbage game. I'm not talking about that. Jaguars, Jets. I did have the Jaguars covering the spread, and they did cover the spread. And Trevor Lawrence has been looking really good lately. I'm not going to lie. Because he had 20 of 32, 330 yards, 5 passing touchdowns, 0 picks. Insane. And then he also had a rushing touchdown. He basically put up every point on the board. He put up every touchdown on the board he put up. Yeah. That's all I gotta say about that. I think they're leading the division right now. Jaguars, Texans, Colts, Titans. Man, if the Texans getting in the playoffs, it's gonna be tough for everybody because that defense is ferocious. Lions, Rams. I had the over on everything on this game. What burned me was Jahmyr Gibbs. He did not have a good game by his standards. I mean, by anyone's standards. He had 4 catches for 20 yards, 13 carries for 38 yards. They really shut him down. But Jared Goff, but basically every other over hit. Like Jared Goff, 338, 3 passing touchdown, 25 of 21. Amon-Ra, 13 catches, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jamerson Williams, 7 catches, 135 yards, 1 touchdown. He only threw the ball to 4 receivers whole game. This is crazy. You got Aiden Hutchinson with a sack. Matthew Stafford, 24 of 38, 368 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. You got to chill out on these picks. Aaron Williams, 15 carries, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Blake Corum, 11 carries, 71 yards, 1 touchdown. Colby Parkinson, 5 catches, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. Puka Nacua, 9 catches, 181 yards. I think Devontae Adams he's got to teach Nacua how to get in the end zone. Can't be having all these yards and not be in the end zone. I think he caught a touchdown last week, but I'd like to see Puka Nacua in the end zone a little bit more. All he does is move the sticks. He does not score. 81 yards. Fucking insane. And that's basically like a day-to-day. This was almost 800 yards of offense. This game was it was a video game, to be honest. Green Bay Packers, Broncos, 34-26. I picked the Packers to win this game. I was praising Jordan Love on how he turned down his interception rate basically this year, and he goes into this game and throws 2 picks, which that's what Vegas is good for. He throws 2 picks, but one of the picks, the Patrick Surtain one, woo, that was an amazing play. I mean, it was underthrown by Jordan Love to Christian Watson. It was underthrown a little bit, but I'll give them the success of the play was more on Surtain than Jordan Love underthrowing it, because Surtain, he basically dove and caught it like a receiver. And this is a lesson, because Jordan Love, he can get reckless with his arm. He's like, yo, I can chuck this thing everywhere, anywhere. But this is why certain corners people don't throw balls on their side. Like, this is why when Surtain is covering your best receiver, you just don't even look at that receiver. Just do something else. Go attack Riley Moss and all them other ones. But just sure, you can you'll get you some yards. Maybe if you do like one of those like out routes. So then Patrick Surtain will have to close in and make a tackle, as opposed to throwing a deep ball, and then he can actually, because he's a ball hawk. He's like Malachi Starks. He will track the ball just like the receiver, and he will, he'll make a play and catch the ball. Like he's fucking long. Like Sortan he's fucking long, dog. Like that catch was like it was like a Puka Nakua catch, literally. Like that pick was like a Puka Nakua catch, like literally. You would have thought that Sertan was the receiver and not Watson. Like, but Jordan Love, 24 of 40, 276 yards, one touchdown, two picks. Josh Jacobs, 12 carries, 73 yards, touchdown. Jordan Love looks like he had 3 carries for 29 yards. Bo Nix, story of the game was Bo Nix, man. He capitalized on the turnovers by the Green Bay Packers. 23 of 34, 303 yards, 4 touchdowns. This was a really good game. And I talked about Bo Nix. I talked about them rolling him right, playing to the strengths of Bo Nix. He throws the ball really well on the move. I literally, if you just watch the last episode, I talked about Sean Payton working to Bo Nix's strengths. And when Bo Nix rolls to the right, kind of like Caleb, when he's rolling to the right and then he throws on the move, he just throws it. It's almost like he's more effective out of the pocket. And even when he rolls lefts too, he has a way of just turning his body and angling his arm, even if when he's rolling left. And the ball still comes out like accurate. He had a really good game, 303 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's really good. RJ Harvey, he had to assume, lead running back roles ever since J.K. Dobbins went down a couple weeks ago. 19 carries, 64 yards, 1 touchdown. Cortland Sutton, 7 catches, 113 yards, 1 touchdown. Amazing receiver. Trey Franklin, 6 catches, 85 yards, 1 touchdown. Lil Jordan Humphrey, 3 catches, 42 yards, 1 touchdown. Marvin Mims, 4 catches, 30 yards. This was a really good game also by the Broncos defense. Surtain having a pick. Riley Moss also had a pick. Both corners had a pick. The Broncos is insane, bro. Both corners had a pick. I forgot about Riley Moss. Yeah, I was just talking about the Surtain pick. I forgot about Riley Moss. He also had a pick. Hufanga. He had 3 tackles. Really good game by him. Didn't Nick Bonito have a sack? No, I guess he did not have a sack this game. But yeah, overall, Broncos defense played really good. So did the Packers offense. Also, the Micah Parsons injury, man, that was devastating, man. It's any good sports fan, even if I know we play the Packers at some point this season. Oh yeah, we fucking play the Patriots, the Packers, and the fucking Steelers in the last 3 games. Oh my god. Fuck, I forgot about that. But back to my main point. Obviously, I'm a Ravens fan. I would love for us to win the Ravens game, but nobody wants to see a great player go down. Like Michael Parsons is such a good pass rusher. Like he changes game plans. Like people double him, people triple him. It literally changes how you plan your offense. Like literally, as we speak right now, the offensive plans for the Ravens might be changing right now because because we already have like a bad O-line guy, the number 77, Lele. But now that Parsons is out, the game plan might change a little bit, and the scale's a little bit tipping to our favor. But nobody wants to see a good player go down like that. Like a lot of injuries happened this Sunday, which is insane. I don't know if it's the turf or I don't know what it is, but a lot of ACLs have been torn this weekend, man. And I guess Michael Parsons is out for this season, which is kind of bad. I mean, nobody wants to see that. The Panthers beat the Saints. No, fuck. I had the Panthers to beat the Saints. The Saints ended up beating the Panthers. The Panthers are just the most unreliable team in the NFL because the Panthers literally have stretches where they'll beat a good team and then they'll come and lose to a bad team. Like I just don't understand where's the logic in that. I guess the good thing is they haven't yet played the Buccaneers, so their fate is still in their hands. So, like, the division winner is basically going to be decided with these 2 games against each other, the Buccaneers and the Panthers. Because when the Buccaneers lost on Thursday to the Falcons, the division was wide open for the Panthers to just come in and just beat the Saints and just basically lead the division. And they fucking shit the bed. They beat the Rams. The Panthers beat the Rams last week or the week before last one, because I guess last week was their bye week. They lost to the They beat the Falcons. So the Saints basically swept them this season, which is insane. They beat the Packers. They lost to the Bills, beat the Jets. They beat the Cowboys. They beat the Dolphins. That's just so unreliable. Like 1 week they're winning, the next they're not. It's like, be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Overall, it was a doozy too, a little bit of a doozy. I didn't really watch this game, to be honest. All I know is I picked the Panthers to win and they fucking lost. Bryce Young, 15 of 24, 161 yards, 1 touchdown. He's got to be more consistent. Rico Dowdle, 16 of 49, 1 touchdown. Chuba Hubbard, 8 for 29 with a long of 10. Chuba Hubbard needs to find another team. You've lost your starting spot, buddy. Taylor Roy McMillan, 2 catches for 25 yards. Jalen Coker, 4 catches for 58, 1 touchdown. The Saints, this kid Tyler Shugg, man, he's just running through this division, just beating people in this division. I just didn't see it coming. You know, I thought me and everybody thought that when they picked Tyler Shugg before Shedeur Sanders was picked in the draft, everybody was like, Tyler Shugg, the Louisville quarterback, blah blah blah. People started showing some bad clips of him and this, that, and the third. But hey, I guess some of these NFL evaluators actually do their job. You know what I'm saying? They actually do their job, and I can admit I was wrong. I mean, I can objectively admit that Tyler Shugg, as of right now, he looks better than Shedeur Sanders, and that's just a fact. Yeah, last week the Saints, they beat the Buccaneers, and this week they beat the Saints. They're running through the division. They're just out of playoff contention, so they're basically like spoiling everybody's game right now. Cowboys Vikings. I did pick the Cowboys to win. They did upset, and the Cowboys are just absolute fucking garbage. I don't know what I thought going into that. AJ McCarthy, 15 of 24, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. You know, when I knew like Vegas was setting people up, because in like 3 games in a row, if I remember correctly, in like 3 games in a row, JJ McCarthy was averaging about, I'll say, around 150 yards, maybe 160 yards, like passing. Yeah, 3 games in a row. He had 150 yards against Chicago. Then he had 87 yards against Green Bay, 2 picks. Then he had 163 yards against Washington. All right. Like basically before yesterday, he only had 1 game that he went over 248 yards. I mean, over 200 yards. And that was the Baltimore Ravens game. That was the Baltimore Ravens game that he went over 200 yards. And they had his over under set at like 198. And I remember Underdog was like sending me a notification, and like, JJ McCarthy averages 160 passing yards, blah 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 blah. His over under set at 195.5 or something. Make your pick right now. You know, those promo things. And I was like, yeah, I just looked at it. I was like, this is clearly a phishing attempt, because guarantee the public took the under. And he had 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, and he ended up winning the game. George Pickens, I don't know if they just didn't want to throw the ball to him, or Dak wasn't getting the looks that he liked, so he never threw the ball to Pickens. I don't get it. 3 catches for 33 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 6 catches for 111 yards. Or maybe it might be a deliberate attempt to lowball his contract. Maybe they're not trying to give him any more receiving yards. Use it as a bargaining chip. I don't know. I don't know. Also, Brandon Aubrey, he rarely misses, and he missed 2 field goals, which I think ended up costing them the field goals, because him missing those field goals, because they were long field goals too, and then they ended up like turning in, like, missing it, so it's basically like a turnover on 4th down, so it's like a short field for the other team, basically giving the other team a chance to go down and drive a short field. So that didn't help either. Cowboys defense is sorry, man. Sorry. The Vikings are literally a quarterback away. If JJ McCarthy can step up and make the right plays, or if they can get somebody in the offseason, maybe Joe Burrow, get him out of our division, make it a little bit easier for Lamar, I think they can definitely make a run. But yeah, that's it, man. What did y'all think of this last Sunday? What did y'all think of my picks? What are your guys' opinions on some of my takes? Just let me know. And yeah, thank you guys very much, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday to make my game picks. All right, peace out.